bottom line question, is this a really big deal or not?
It's a deal. I don't know if it's a big deal. It's definitely a concession. I would say it's a smaller concession from Apple. On the developer point of view, I mean, this is a nice to have, right? What this does is it allows developers of reader apps, which really means, for people that are not in the here, the Netflix of the world, the Spotify's, those that want to get you to sign up for something where you can sort of consume content. In the past, you couldn't send people through an Apple App Store or through the Apple app to sign up for your service. So you had these companies basically off of the knees, not being able to get people to sign up for their services. Now this allows that. So it is a nice to have. It's certainly a nice to have as a consumer. Developers, I think they're going to think this is a small concession.
A small concession, but between this headline and the one about South Korea and the fact that there are these bills in Congress, do you think that this is going to be further accelerant, more fuel on the fire for another slew of regulations or necessary concessions?
Yeah, I think it all adds up. It's all adding up. It's certainly a nice PR play for Apple. Obviously, this was also driven by regulation in Japan. So, I mean, this isn't something they did, out of the goodness of their own hearts here. But we're also awaiting the Epic trial results. And so we are sort of in this wait and see with what Apple is going to do on its own and what it's going to be forced to do.
Joanna, it seems to me for investors, the takeaway here maybe is Apple is a vertically integrated company. They want to craft not just the hardware, but the software, as much as possible, the services behind it. And just because this one piece of the services model is being challenged and changed doesn't mean Apple won't figure out some other way to get paid, right? Isn't that what they have a history of doing?
Yeah, totally. And I think here, I mean, how many people are actually signing up through apps? I mean, when you think about what this does is it is nice for a consumer. You open an app, you can go sign up. Apple's not going to necessarily isn't going to take a cut of that now. You can go outside, right? You'll be going through a website to do this. So that's really like what the, on the ground, what changes. But yeah, Apple can basically do whatever they want to do in the future. And then we can have us all over again.
What's different about this App Store model that we have, particularly from Apple, but also from Google, which is being challenged with the Play Store as well, is a more tightly controlled store that has led to fewer issues when it comes to Trojans, viruses, fraud, that kind of thing. It seems in a way that even though Apple and Google are trying to put that into the conversation, legislators and governments aren't so focused on it or aren't buying it.
I think we're going to be having a big discussion in a couple of months here, or there's going to be a lot more talk soon about these third-party app stores and what it could do to the platforms. That's obviously been Apple's biggest argument, right? What third-party app stores would do if those were to come onto the platform, the security, the privacy risks that are there. I think that's the conversation that's going to be where we're headed.